Hello, I'm Steven Kruger. I am a senior here at BC, and I went to Morelos, Mexico last year. So I had an awesome experience in Morelos, Mexico. One of the most life-changing experiences I've ever had. There are still just so many of the stories I heard when I was down there have impacted me still today. I always tell people that every college student should go down and see a third world country at some point in their lives, because it does put things into perspective for you. So before the trip, our leaders didn't tell us anything about what to expect when we got down there, which definitely made all of us nervous. I was definitely nervous, mostly about the food I was going to eat down there. I was afraid for what my stomach was going to be like. But it kind of worked out in the best way possible, and that makes it so much more of a surprising and fun and exciting experience once you get down there. It's all new. So the language barrier once we got down there was probably one of the toughest parts of the trip, just because there were so many times we wanted to either express our thanks or share a story of our own with someone that we met down there, and especially me with no Spanish skills at all. It was definitely a tough part of the trip, but every big presentation that happens or every big story that gets told, we have an interpreter, which is nice so that we can understand what they're saying, and then they'll interpret our questions back to them. So that was important for us to have. But then during the trip you learn other ways to communicate with either body language or just small little phrases that you pick up, which is what you lean on at the end. So my favorite part of the trip was the homestays that we did in a small village called Amatlan. I had for my house mother a little 76-year-old woman named Doña Irene. She was great. She didn't speak a word of English and I didn't speak much Spanish, but she cooked for us the whole time. We laughed and just sat together for really long periods of time in her small kitchen. It was definitely just one of those experiences that I'll never forget. And we just had so much fun with her those 2 days we were there, which was a lot of fun. So my biggest advice for someone going on the trip this year or in future years would definitely be to just keep an open mind, especially if you don't know what you're getting into, which is fine. And definitely be vulnerable once you go down there and meet the different people and hear their stories. Don't be afraid to express your emotion and lean on your group members and talk things out with your group members, because that's the way you get the most out of the trip. And then my other piece of advice would be to write everything down, every detail down from the trip, because then you have it for the rest of your life, which is pretty cool. So I hope you guys have an awesome time on the trip. I hope it's as life-changing as it was for me. And when you get down there, tell Doña Irene that Esteban says hola.